Critic of the Masters here, and Who Cares, my friend who cracks ribs. I want to box them together. Philip plays very serious music, and you know what Who Cares does? He's a comedian. Let's see how the two will go. But that'll be after this very special segment with Chief Dr. Ivor Miller. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How
Let's
are you?
hear it then.
A song.
Okay.
Very nice to be back here again.
Yeah,
And
it's
greetings
wonderful.
to all the viewers today.
Yeah, I wish you a happy new month. We've started the 1st of February today.
May it be a good one.
Yeah, it has to be. It must be a good one. Now let's continue with our discussion last week. You made it clear to us that a lot of the Ekpe lodges in Cuba are named after places here in Cross River.
Yes.
And they even have a lodge called Ibibio. And
There's
one called Uruan.
There's Ibibio, there's Uruan, there's Ibiono in Aguabon, Oron.
Yeah. There's Oron.
There is Umon. We were just in Umon this weekend.
Umon is Bias, okay?
Bias is playing Ekpe there. I'm going to all these places to see how they're performing.
Okay.
Playing their Ekpe. So
Do they have Ekpe at Uget?
Yes.
They do?
They do. I am a witness.
You're
I
a
was
witness?
there last week meeting some of the Ayambas from Oget. There are lodges in Cuba named after Obuton, Ekori Tonko, Ebonda, Nsidum, and many other, Usagalet, Isangale,
Okay.
and so on. And so the work I've been doing for the past 15 years has been learning from the Cubans about what the ancestors from here taught their ancestors, and they've maintained that very faithfully. And I want to show you some images
That would be
that I
nice.
brought back from Cuba. But I wanted to say one thing, the importance about this history in our lives today is very great. And in one example, a Cuban man who's now living in the U.S. read my book, Voice of the Leopard.
Yeah.
And
That's in here, huh?
yeah.
I asked you to give me this copy, you said no.
He
That's
soon
his
come,
book.
they soon come.
Okay.
He contacted me and told me that his great-grandfather was a member of the Butong Lodge in Havana in the 19th century. And in the memory of his great-grandfather, he asked me to help him come back to Calabar. And he's planning to come in April to be initiated in the Butong Lodge. That's pretty amazing. The family histories of all these people in the Americas whose ancestors came from here, they still hold this place very deeply in their hearts. They want to come back and learn, they want to know where they're from, and Ekpe has a big part to play in this. So I hope that, and I'm here to educate the public about this, I hope that the government leaders and the tradition leaders are aware of this, because all of this can do a lot of great things for the people here today in terms of cultural tourism, in terms of historical identity, knowing the impact of Africans in the Americas, which has not been studied well enough. And I think the Cross River diaspora is a wonderful example that we're going to be hearing a lot more of in the years to come, and it's going to do a lot of good things for the people in this area. So I hope that when this gentleman comes in April, we'll be able to bring him on the show and talk about his family history and why Obuton, why Cuba.
That would be great. I was going to ask you to please do that for us. But now let's look at the Ekpe. Here in Calabar, as the history that was passed down to us from our ancestors tells us that that was the symbol of government.
Yes.
Is it the same thing in Cuba?
Definitely.
It is?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because it was carried by people who were enslaved, they didn't have power in the society. They're marginal vis-a-vis the state government. But within their communities of members, it's definitely the law. They maintain the same concepts, philosophies, teachings as Ekpe has here.
Okay.
And so it's a very, it's a very deep topic that's been hidden for many years in Cuba itself, so that only the members know about it. And I want to show you some manuscripts that I was given recently by the Cubans that they've hidden for over 100 years. And and they're now releasing them to me for the historical work I'm doing.
Okay.
Because in order to protect this culture in diaspora, they've had to hide it. However, many ECPE members in Cuba are great musicians, and it's this cultural, cross-river cultural concepts are in Cuban music, which everybody loves to dance to. And I brought a CD to share with you, and
the CD?
Yes, the people of Calabar. I hope it will be played on the radio here. But I think let's come back to that, because this is part of a longer story of the event in Paris.
Yeah, this almost sounds like epic. Ekobio Eyen Isong.
Eyen Isong, son of the soil. They're saying our brothers.
Maybe Ekobio Eyen Isong. I don't know what they're trying to write, but that's
They're saying our brothers, who are the sons of the soils in Calabar, they're singing to the Calabar through this music. And some of the top jazz musicians in the US are in this record. So this is just an example of a cultural renaissance. It's ongoing now. We want the people of Calabar to know more about, so they can participate and enjoy and eat.
I've seen an Ayeni song here.
Yeah, this just came. Once you hear the music, you're going to hear a lot of words that you know.
Okay.
The first song they're singing to Wakwai Bon.
Okay.
Bibio. And I know this is going to be a big hit in this region.
Okay, thank God. So we have a copy, and I'll give it to the GM so we can play it on our radio studio. That would be great.
Thank you very much.
That
on
would be
behalf
great.
of the Cuban musicians who did this, thank you very much.
Oh, that's great.
We're hoping to bring them here in Easter time.
Okay.
I'm now, as you said last week, I'm a Fulbright scholar here in Nigeria. I'm teaching in the Department of History in UNICAL. And I'm also working on public activities with the U.S. Consul in Lagos. And there's a proposal we've just done to bring this group here to Calabar on Easter for an ECPE festival we're organizing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, can we see some of the footages you have there?
Yeah, can I put this like this?
That's great.
Okay. So this is a manuscript from the 19th century. After Obutong was founded in the 1830s, you see, ECPE existed in Cuba in groups of Africans, and it was very hard for them to initiate their own children who were born in another land because they weren't from Calabar. Can we pass these things on?
Okay.
They decided to do it, and that was Obutong in 1830. Then, because we're in a slave situation, a very dangerous situation, and the leaders of ECPE in Cuba decided finally to allow some white people to enter the society, the sons of the political class, in order to defend the culture, because they knew that these white people would tell their fathers, who were the governors, to defend ECPE. And that's what we're seeing in this image here. You see the people here are whites.
Yeah.
This is something done in this lodge was created in the 1860s, and they call it Akanawang Mukarara. That's a mother. Mukarara is a version of Mbakara, white people.
Akanawan Bakara.
Yes. So
that's beautiful.
It's the lodge to house the white people. And here you see them, they're displaying their ECPE.
That's the ECPE there.
You can see this mask is very much like the Ebonko mask.
Yes.
Here, the drums.
Yeah.
And we see an image of Jesus Christ here, and I like to point this out to always reinforce that there's no conflict between Christianity and the traditional cultures.
Religion. Okay.
They work side by side, they coexist. Here in Calabar and in Cuba also. I want to show you another image. This is a part of a 500-page manuscript from Cuba that talks about the origin of ECPE here in Africa. There's no such document here in Africa. This says Tratado de Iyamba. That means the Pact of Iyamba. And it's telling in the Abakwa language.